What else did I want to talk about?
Hi, sweet girl.
Let me see here. Did I do this already? Probably did. I hate when I do this when I don't know if I did it or not. Let's see if I did it. Before I do it, do you want to bet?
I think you did.
All right, I'll take the other side then. I did. Okay. All right, so now since we're on entertainment, I'll give you another thing that so yesterday I was supposed to have a conference call with Antoinette. What is she doing?
That's what Cheyenne.
Okay, there she is. Hi there, girl. Antoinette Stratton, who is the manager of Richard Stratton, who has done a lot of things in entertainment. He's produced, he's written, he's a musician, he's a filmmaker. He's done a lot of stuff. Anyway, she wasn't on at 7 o'clock, and I was like, what's going on? Why isn't she on? So I posted in our forum, our private forum, what's going on? Is this person not coming on? And at around 8:15, I got a message from another friend, or from
another participant,
that she's going to be on tomorrow, or tomorrow, which is today, and that I should be tuned into Allie Grant, which is my friend
right,
from Weeds, from Goldberg's, from Schooled, from all the things she's done. I said, what? Allie's on tonight? Because Allie's all up against us, so, it's a...
Uh-oh.
Anyway, so I tuned into her, and I walked into the room, the Zoom meeting. She said, look, Mike Trash is here! And she got all excited because I was here, and I was like... That just made me feel so good because she remembered me and everything, and I've had a couple I had one other conversation with her. Other than the Zoom conversations, I had a private conversation with her. But she and I was at the end of I left her. She was doing what's called office hours, where we can tune in and ask any question about anything, and we don't even have to be about business. It's just questions. Anyway, I got to listen to some questions, and some people were saying, I don't know if I'm doing the right thing. I don't know if I'm in the right place. I don't know what I'm doing. Should I listen? What do you think? And at the end, I said, I was the last person to ask questions, and I just, she and I were batting back and forth and saying, I can't wait to see you because I'm going to meet her in person in Georgia. So I'm going down Wednesday. I'll meet her. I'm spending the day Thursday with her.
Nice.
And so it'll be fun. It'll be nice because she's so young and she's so smart about the business because she started the business when she was 10, and she's 25 now. So she's got 14 years on me. Well, kind of, because it depends if you count the wrestling or not. Because if you count the wrestling, she's only got a couple years on me. But regardless, the conversation went really good, and I re-emphasized that when you're in these meetings, the best thing you can do is go to these meetings, go to as many of these meetings as they give you, because you can ask questions. And if you don't ask questions, that's fine too. You can go and listen to people, because people are going to ask your question probably, or if they don't ask your question, they may ask something that you didn't even think to ask, and you can learn, even if it's not something like say I went to one about modeling. I'm not going to be a model.
Right.
I'm just not. I mean, I will do some modeling if asked to do some magazine model, like they call it commerce modeling, like for if they're looking for extremely good-looking men that are,
Is that why your
young,
phone's
like
dead, because it kept ringing all the time?
Yeah. I might do it for the money, but but regardless, you never know if someone's going to ask something you never even thought of.
True.
And it may not apply, the person may not apply to you. Say you were going to see Allie, but you only want to do modeling. There still might be a question that may pertain to you. So I went through and explained what my opinion of that stuff was, as not being, not being of a caliber that Allie is, because she's been in the business and she can talk about that, but she can't talk about it from my perspective of a person that's not in the business yet, or not in the business as deep as she is. And she thanked me for my answer, and then we just had our conversation in front of all those other people because she was so happy to talk to me and see me, and I was like, it just.
There went your ego again.
No, it didn't. It humbled me that she wanted to talk. I mean, I really was humbled last night. The fact that she remembered who I was. I mean, I made her cry.
Well, yeah, that's true.
You know why I made her cry.
Mm-hmm.
I did but my sister made me cry, doggone it. But I made her cry over, but I made my sister cry over something too. That was funny. And then I talked to Robert Galinsky, who is the guy, the improv coach, about...
Did you make him cry?
No, but I used one of my new monologues that I wrote, and I was being really serious with my new monologue.
Uh-oh.
And he gave me some tips on how to make it better.
Okay.
So that's really cool. That's the nice thing about office hours. That's what I see. The office hours is actually better than a training in a lot of ways, because you can, talk about things that aren't on their agenda. And I really liked the fact that I could do that. And with a person like with Robert Galinsky, I mean, it's awesome because you can talk. You can run things by him, or you can say, what do you think of this monologue? The one I did was the one where I was being real serious about, and I used the top of the mountain.
Right.
I incorporated that into the monologue. He liked the monologue, but his ideas of things he would change if he was doing it made sense. And
did you do the frustrated genie?
No, not yet. I'm going to do that one. I am. I'm going to do that one. I want to make my own up, though, first.
Right.
And then I'm going to use that one as maybe a comedy one. So, anyway. All right, enough of that.
Everybody else was so serious, and I come off with that one.
I'm glad you did, because sometimes that's what you need. Sometimes, I mean, it's... When everybody wanted to do the serious ones, I said, you sure you want to do all want to do serious ones? Because, I mean... A lot of the times you don't do the serious ones in front of the director and stuff. Sometimes you got to pick something lighter than that.
I started to, and I was like, nope, I can't do this, because I would start crying, and I didn't want to cry.
All right, well, to top this off, here's what the movies, the weekend tallies were. Let's see, it says, let's see, where is it? Last weekend. It looks like Top Gun fell to number 2 as Elvis took number 1 spot. Jurassic World came in number 3. The Black Phone, I don't know what that is, but that must be, I don't know what it is. And Lightyear did a disappointing 18 million. Disney's got to be really hating the fact that they are flopping on that. So what is The Black Phone?
It says it is a 2021 American supernatural horror film directed by Scott Derrickson and written by Derrickson and C. Robert Cargill.
Okay. Well, that doesn't tell me anything, but
hold on till
that's okay. That's all right. It's not that big of a deal. It just is.
Oh. In the film, an abducted teenager uses a mysterious telephone to communicate with the previous victims of his captor. Oh, because Derrickson also must have directed Doctor Strange.
Okay. Well, that makes me somewhat interested, because I liked what he did with Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, is anybody in the room? It's like really quiet in there. Or else my... Oh, I see what's going on.
No, it's there.
I see. What's the last thing that you see?
I said so is Mama Trash.
Okay, so there. Okay, so there we are. It's not scrolling down. Hold on, I got to change that because I need to have it scroll down. If I don't have the. Okay, so
you're just a little late on the uptake.
Oh man, I'm really late. Like all of a sudden, everybody else is like. Okay, yeah, I didn't have Jesse Joe's. Okay, so let's see. Now, why is this there? We need to move that out. Okay. All right. All right, there we go. All right. Well, Jesse Joe, I guess I missed you, so have a good night. Every time we have a show, she goes, the next day she'll send me a message, why are you mad at me? I'm like, I'm not mad at you. I didn't even know you were thinking I was mad at you.
No.
So.
Well, somebody else thought you were mad at him, and I'm like, no.
Who?
Really? Cirillo, yeah.
Why would I be mad at
That's what I was
people?
like, no.
Stop it. Stop it.
Just because you lost your
Shoot.
zeros.
Hold on. I got to make it sound like we're just going on the air because I forgot to start this one. Trash Talking Radio Tuesday night. We're the best night of the week, and I'm glad you made it. And we're going to now talk about new things and all that kind of fun stuff. And we're just a little bit late on we're 50 minutes late on this. Anyway, so in case you were wondering, we're still here. All right, now, where was I? Now I got to get back to this. All right, we're done with the movies. Now we go on to the entertainment. I have some weird entertainment stuff for you, I think.
Well, before we get started, can I ask you a scamming question?
Sure. I was going to wait till the scam section, but that's okay. You can interfere now.
I planned on it.
Well, what's the question?
Okay, I got this text message that says my Amazon account was used for signed into another device, and I guess it concerns me because
I'll tell you whether or not it's.
I do use Amazon.
Can you get this to
That came as a text message.
Well, it does say Amazon.com though. That's interesting. Oh, okay. But if you look down here,
right,
at the address where it's going, case.uploads.
Yeah, no, okay.
See, it doesn't say Amazon.
Okay.
And Amazon has almost enough money that they can afford their own Amazon.com.
Okay.
So anytime, like I had one yesterday from UPS. Okay, I probably deleted it.
Well, and also, the other thing that it made me think it was fake, but I wanted to make sure, is it says, at your earliest convenience, please send us a copy of your current bill, utility, phone bill, or similar,
that'll
showing
have your
name
number
and address. And Amazon doesn't do that.
Right. I had one from UPS that said, we tried to deliver your package 2 times. And
I've had that too.
And it says, if you want this package, you're going to have to pay for the 3rd delivery.
Ugh.
It's not real. UPS doesn't do that.
Right.
They would just take it back.
Or give it to a neighbor.
Or they would, if it needs signature, they would just take it back. But I knew that you just gotta, what you do is, if you take a look at, sometimes it looks like it's real, but the first thing, if you get an email, first thing you want to do is look at the email header. And let me see if I have email set up on this. If I have email set up on this, I'll show it to you. I think I have it set up, but not the right account. Let me see if Mike Trash is set up on there. No. But what you'll do is you'll see it might say Amazon customer service, but then you read where the account goes to.
Right.
And you look at it, and if it says Amazon scammer dot something, if it's not Amazon.com, if it's Amazon.scammer, whatever it is, if it says Amazon.com, then it may be real, but it might not be real because it probably wouldn't. And then the second thing you do is go onto your Amazon account.
Right.
And take a look and see if you actually have something there that isn't there, because it'll tell you whether or not there. Like if you broke into my Amazon account, I'd know you were there because I would have first of all, I would but if you were shady, but if you went into the Amazon and look at your invoices that shipped or invoices that were processed, you would see an invoice that you don't recognize. So I do that from time to time just to check to make sure that everything's fine.
Right, and I've heard of I know Ann said she'd never heard of the UPS one. I have.
I just got it. Yeah, I got it yesterday. So.
And I was like, wait a minute, I didn't order anything, and I know I've been waiting on my insulin, but because of the insulin shortage,
Wow, didn't know there was an insulin shortage.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I should have known that because there's a shortage of everything.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right. Did I answer your question?
Yes.
Okay, that was a scam.
Yep. Thank
Okay.
you. That's what I
First order of business is Ben Affleck's in the news.
Affleck.
Affleck. Guess why?
Who'd he beat up this time?
Did he
I don't know.
Did he beat somebody up before?
I don't know.
That's Will Smith.
You just asked if I could guess, so I guessed.
All right. Well, that's not quite right. His son, who was 10, rammed into used his Lamborghini. He rented a Lamborghini, and his son
Roared.
I'm sorry, his son dinged a Lamborghini. But I mean, it's all hype. It comes down to hype because see, if you look, he hit a BMW.
Ow!
And apparently there was no damage. So they rented a car in Los Angeles, and he left his 10-year-old son, drive the car.
No.
I wouldn't let my 40-year-old son drive my Lamborghini. Although I
had to sign my life away in order to drive the Tesla.
That's not true. I let you drive it.
In a parking lot.
Well, I let you drive it other than that,
yeah,
didn't I?
that's true. But I started out in a parking lot.
I did let you drive it, right?
Yes.
Okay. I thought I let you drive it.
Yeah, when we went down to see Buster.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So, anyway, let me get in this. Okay. So, I mean, being a 10-year-old, that's major issues if he did this. Let's look and see what this says. It says here. There you go. There's the Lamborghini, and he hit the BMW.
Oh.
Now, first off, why did you let your 10-year-old son in a car?
Second of all, why did you park that close?
Well, that person, I guess, but he did a little damage.
Wow. He might have just been sitting there talking to him, or something, and the kid just put the car in gear and... Whoops.
Hey, if you're old enough to drive a car, you're old enough to get beat.
Yep. You're old enough to work off the damages.
That's right. You're going to be working until you're, he's 10, so probably till you're 11. Because his dad probably takes care of him. And, of course, I don't know why they're parked in. I don't know why they parked in like that. I don't know. But first thing, kid, look in the rear view.
He's too short.
And then turn around and double check, make sure the rear view's right.
No backup cam.
Yeah. Yeah, that should have a backup cam. Oh, I don't know. I mean, as much money as you spend for one of those, you would think there was a backup cam. But, yeah, that was... That was sad. I can honestly say I haven't wrecked my Lamborghini yet. Oh, wait.
That's good.
I don't have one. So, it says here, the car, the Lamborghini Urus, that rents for a whopping $1,475 a day. That's how much he for one day. When I was out in Vegas, I was looking at rent a Tesla.
Mm-hmm.
It's like $1,500 a day.
Oh.
Yeah, I said, I'll just take that little compact car you were offering me for $37 a day.
You went back to the gas one.
Yeah.
Just so you remember what us poor people were driving.
Do you know I got gas for my lawnmower, my 5-gallon tank?
Yeah.
$25. That's going to last me all year because I'm not going to cut the grass if I run out of gas. If the people who want me to cut my grass, they're going to have to put the fund together. I'm putting a GoFundMe together. Anyway.
Do I have to lend you my keys?
It says here the car, a Lamborghini Urus, which rents for a whopping $1,475 a day and costs nearly $250,000 to buy, went into reverse and made contact with a white BMW. Samuel Affleck then got out of the car and checked on the two cars, according to the footage. Ben Affleck also checked for damage and comforted his son following the incident. He wrapped an arm around the boy in a headlock, and they exchanged information. And I would ask the girl, why did you park the car like that? And why
At least
so close?
buy me dinner first.
Yeah, something. A representative for Affleck said there was no damage. I saw damage in that footage.
I did too.
I think they're lying. Employee from the dealership 777 Exotics told the Post that the cars in their lot are parked tightly together. No kidding. Geez, that was really bad. When Samuel got into the car, it jerked back and forth, and he said, "We have a small lot, and the cars are close." No wonder. But if you got $1,475 per day, you'd think they could afford a bigger lot. Mm-hmm. So no one was injured, and there were no hard feelings. Everybody was okay. So it's a dumb story.
Why?
But I still had to say it. So during the Johnny Depp trial with Amber Heard,
yes,
he got a couple weeks ago. We did a thing where he had lost his role as Pirates of the Caribbean.
Okay.
Because Disney didn't want anything to do with him if he was a woman beater, and of course she lost.
Right.
Well, guess what? Disney changed their mind. Johnny Depp could reprise his Captain Jack Pirates role for $301 million. One movie.
They probably said that they didn't want him, so she couldn't go after half of the royalty.
Well, no, they didn't want him because they didn't want any part of that. But I'm just to be a prick. He should just say, "Forget it. You didn't want me then." Of course, who would turn down $301 million?
I wouldn't.
Well, I wouldn't either, but it's a lot of money. But that's amazing. I'm happy that he won that, because if he did not beat her, I'm happy. And from what I understand, that was just a really ugly thing, and I'm glad that that's over, because I was tired of it. I never read it. I never paid attention to it because I didn't really care. But let's see what this says. This says, okay, Johnny Depp is at peace, and he feels his life is back after winning the defamation case against his ex-wife. In a statement, he said by page 6 on Wednesday, 6 years ago, my life, the life of my children, the lives of those closest to me, also the lives of many people for many, many years have supported and believed me, and false, very false. I'm glad, because I really didn't want to think of him as, he is a weird man.
Well, yeah,
he truly is a weird man, but I never really believed he beat on her. Hey, I stopped you. You were supposed to stop.
No, you didn't.
I did. Says, false, very false. Criminal allegations were levied against me via the media. The media is horrible, because they will always jump on board and think the worst, and, which triggered an endless barrage of hateful content. Although no charges were ever brought against me, it already traveled around the world twice within a nanosecond, and it was a seismic impact on my career. Because no one wanted to touch Johnny Depp because of these allegations of him beating her. And here,
that's kind of like the common person. If you get accused of something, and even though it's false,
you're stuck, because the woman's always right. And I'm really glad that she lost, because that was, his career was over. And the Pirates of Caribbean star said that he's truly humbled by the verdict, and said his goal all along was to reveal the truth regardless of the outcome. I'll bet you he was thinking, maybe I shouldn't have gone to court on this. But he sued her for defamation, yeah. The jury decided. Hold on. Jury decided. Rats. Jury decided that Aquaman actress 36 defamed Depp in her 2018 opt for the Washington Post, in which she described herself as a victim of domestic violence. I think he should get time with her where he can give her some of that violence that she was talking about. Hey, when you make up allegations like that, when does a woman actually lose when they're lying? The thing is, they make allegations, and hers were truly out of wanting to destroy his career. So, I mean, they both could have gone their separate ways, and both had their own money, and walked away as, hey, we're no longer together. But she wanted to damage his career and stop him from acting. And if she had succeeded, he would have had lost his career because of her. That's like claiming that someone raped you when you didn't get raped.
True.
And that's happened. Those kind of things happen more than we think it does. Because some women are vindictive like that. I'm not saying men aren't vindictive. I'm saying women are vindictive.
Wow.
Depp was awarded $10 million, and not only did he get the $10 million, he got another $5 million for punitive damages. So they really didn't believe her.
So was that like chump change for her?
I'm sure, because she was in the Aquaman movie. She's been acting for a long time. If you look up Amber Heard, you'll see it's not like she's hurting from. Look up her net worth. I'm curious what it's going to come up as. Of course, we can subtract 15 million. 2.5? Oh, well, that means Johnny Depp's not going to get anything, unless that's after the.
Oh, 15. That could be after.
Well, there it is. Amber Heard net worth from Aquaman and whatever. But yeah, if she said that falsely, she deserves to be losing that money. Does it say anything?
He originally sued her for $50 million.
Okay. There you go.
$10 million in compensatory damages and $350,000.
Well, why does that say $5 million in punitive?
I don't know. And then it says she was awarded $2 million for one of her 3 defamation claims against him. I don't know.
Still, either way, that stuff. It's a shame when you're a star, you're run over the coals like that. And she knew it was going to hurt his career.
Yeah, it's not like he's going to sit there and watch his bank account for that to come in. Like, oh, good, her check's in.
Yeah, really. He just wanted out of the situation, and he wanted her to let him alone. So, all right. So that's it for Johnny Depp. This is interesting. It's interesting from a different couple of perspectives, and I'm going to probably get some heat for my opinion on this.
Oh boy.
Yeah, there's a little bit of. Okay, so when I was a kid, I was bullied. In fact, as an adult, I was bullied a bit too. But as a kid, I was bullied, and not cyberbullied. I was bullied in person. I was bullied by people that bully you to your face, not over a computer. And Japan's making cyberbullying punishable for up to a year in prison after a reality TV star's suicide.
Oh my.
So, okay. I've got a kind of strange thing that I want to say about this. First off, she was a wrestler. Okay. She should be used to being
bumped around,
bullied a little bit, unless she was a face all the time. But I think she was a face when I saw her. She was in NXT. Anyway, and she was a good wrestler, but that's not why she was bullied. She went on a reality TV show in Japan, and while she was on there, people didn't like her. So that's the way it is. Japan's parliament approved penalizing criminal defamation by up to 1 year after the suicide of a young reality TV star prompted a national debate over cyberbullying. Now, first off, any kind of bullying I don't agree with, okay? But when you're in wrestling, You're gonna have it. And when you're the heel, when you're the bad guy, you're gonna have it. It just happens, and you have to accept that going into it. Now, that's not what she was, so I'm going to take that off the table a little bit. But she says the country decided to strengthen its defamation law when Hana Kimura took her own life at 22 years old in 2020. It's sad she took her life in 2020, and I remember when she did that. I remember how I was shocked that she, ended up killing herself. I didn't know the rest of the story. Kimura, a professional wrestler, was subject to daily barrage of insults on social media after she appeared on the massively popular Japanese television show Terrace House, which follows 3 men and 3 women temporarily living together at a shared house in Tokyo. Now, that is like the show I was supposed to be on this year, except it was 5 guys and 1 woman. Now, I guarantee if I got that, I would have been the one bullied because I was planning on being the bad guy. Okay? But, the thing is, when you go into a situation where you're in the public eye, you're going to be
have that anywhere.
You're going to be bullied. Amber Heard is bullied. Johnny Depp was bullied because everyone thought he beat her. That just happens when you're in the public eye. And that's the thing you have to accept going into that lifestyle, that you're going to be bullied. Now, if it was, let's say I wasn't, I guess I can easily say I wasn't a public person.
Okay.
And let's say I bullied you. I said, I don't like your hair. And I, blah, 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 I don't like this. I just start bullying you. Ooh, you stink, or whatever it is. Whatever it is, your car is...
you don't like my Toyota?
Is a Toyota. It's not American made, so you must be a punk. Whatever, but it would probably be meaner than that, because that's the way cyberbullies are. Yes. They go for the jugular. They go for anything they can. Now, if I one-on-one attack you like that, your feelings are going to be hurt.
Yes.
And I'm going to be a jerk, like I am. Okay?
You said it.
Hey, I'm not saying I'm not. I'm just saying, should I go to jail for 10 years because you got upset and killed yourself over my bullying?
Well,
words.
See, that's where...
It's kind of a...
I wouldn't say 10 years.
It's a slippery slope there.
Yeah, I wouldn't say 10 years. I would say maybe a year.
Ooh. Why would you kill yourself over the things that...
Yeah.
Over people that don't even know you that are saying these things. You can't let them...
You can't let them get to you.
Because when I was in high school, I was bullied big time. And
so was I.
And even though I was bullied, I would not have... I mean... So the person... the person that... I have mixed feelings about this. I think that they... How do you prove, first off, that they... bully? Okay, they can bully you. They can prove it with cyberbullying because you can show them text messages or whatever they use to cyberbully you,
yep.
Emails, whatever it is. But when you're in the public eye, there's a certain amount of things like that you have to accept. It's just going to be part of the lifestyle.
Yeah, because
if you're
isn't
not,
that kind of like a natural. I don't want to call it a gimme, but it's there, and people do that to say, okay, I'm going to keep my name out there.
Well, the thing is, if you're in a TV show, let's say TV show, let's pick The Sopranos.
Okay.
Because that's a TV show against really bad guys, and killing each other, or let's say let's say Breaking Bad would be a good one. Okay. Let's talk about Breaking Bad, because you probably never watched it, but
yeah, I watched it with you.
Okay, so you got Walt, who is supposed to be the good guy, or the star of the show, and then you got the really bad guys, which he was going up against. You can't feel bad for those really bad guys. But in real life, they're not really bad guys, because in real life, let's say Gus is actually a really good actor, but he was a really bad guy on that show. And if you wanted to kill Gus, or you could kill Gus, but don't kill the actor that plays Gus.
Right.
That's the thing. People can't
They can't separate the two.
They can't separate the two. That's what I wanted to say. So that's a TV show. In real life, if someone cyberbullied you or cyberbullied me, I just say, whatever.
But couldn't you say it's almost like, let's say as a wrestler, she hurt somebody,
Yeah.
like one of her opponents,
Right.
and somebody who was like their biggest fan got really mad at her.
And she
But
actually
it
was
truly is an accident.
well. I mean, yes, that like I saw somebody do a move off the top rope where they did a spinning. It was just, I don't even know what the name of the move was. They landed on the guy's knees and blew his knees out.
Ow.
And that happens. That's everyone
But
in
that's
wrestling.
the chance you take.
That is, you're trusting someone to do their thing right, and they don't always do them right. I mean, I've been injured, and I remember when I flew out, when I was on the ring apron, I was supposed to just be bumped a little bit and then fall off the ring, and that guy came at me full force, and he was bigger than me, and I flew out in the ring. I flew out in the, and and I remember laying there. Oh, he's not really hurt. And that's the day I broke my wrist.
I remember
I was
that.
like,
Yep.
I wanted to say, F you. Not only am I hurt, I got a broken wrist now. You can't, but the thing is, that would be if they would be mad at the guy that, let's say I was a good guy, they'd be mad at the other guy for breaking my wrist.
Mm-hmm.
But in reality, if you're not a public figure, if that person isn't mentally, they've got a mental issue. If they can't take that, and if you're in a public show, and they're supporting good guys, bad guys, whatever it is, that kind of conflict where you're up against. Is that her tea from last week?
Yes. You're just now seeing that?
Well, I bet you that's real good.
She didn't remember that she left it here till we got out there, and I'm like, "Do you want to go back?" She goes, "No."
Anyway, if you're in the public eye and you were that thin-skinned that you can't,
You shouldn't be in
you
there.
shouldn't be in that public eye. And a lot of TV stars, movie stars, athletes, whatever, they aren't all together, because we think they are, because we see them, but I don't think that, especially her getting these messages from people she don't even know.
And that's where if you can't say something nice, you shouldn't say anything at all.
But in a TV show, you're going to get that, because there's good guys and there's bad guys in every show.
That's
You
true.
don't have a reality TV show unless you have conflict. You don't have conflict unless there's a bad person, or perceived bad person, or if you don't get over as a good person or a bad person, you're not on the show. You got to get over as one side or the other. Someone's either got to like you or not like you. And if she, the problem is putting someone away, a regular John Q. Public away for sending. They should have better manners and not send things like that. But I don't know. That's just my opinion. I think that people. It's a shame that people have to be angry at people and stuff, and they can't take it for what it's supposed to be. That's entertainment. But like I said, in the private life, someone that does that should just.
Yeah.
I don't know, they should kill themselves and let the person alone, because they're feeling bad about themselves, and the only way they can feel good about themselves is by downing somebody else. Anyway.
Well, that's not good either. I mean, we should all try to be nice to one another.
Well, okay, so we talked about this girl being a celebrity, so I don't think that necessarily the people that sent her bullying things via text or whatever. She received hateful messages after her performance and was criticized in one episode. Just before her suicide, May 2020, she tweeted about hundreds of vile messages a day that hurt her. Okay, she needs some kind of help.
Mm-hmm.
The first thing I would do if I was her is I'd get a new number so that they can't send her messages. But in the sense of this person, student killed himself after bullying about his vaccination status. That's a different kind of a different situation because he's not in the limelight. So, why are people? First off, we're over this thing of are you vaccinated or not? He's a kid. He's being bullied about being. Let's see.
Well, it used
his vaccination status.
It used to be if you weren't vaccinated, you were more likely to catch it. However, as we all know, even if you have been vaccinated, you can still catch it.
But what I'm saying, okay, this student was bullied over his vaccination. First, we need to find out, was he vaccinated or wasn't he? I'm guessing he wasn't vaccinated. But regardless of whether he was, I think that the kid needed some help, and he should have asked for help. A 15-year-old boy who initially was targeted by a false rumor that he was unvaccinated was bullied relentlessly until he took his own life in January.
That's just not right.
The suit filed Monday again alleged administrators at a private college prep school, which charges more than $40,000 annually in tuition, committed willful failure to stop the necessary incessant bullying. The problem is, I don't think that you can stop the bullying by saying, stop bullying.
You can't.
That's not the way it works. And I don't, unfortunately, in that situation, it's sad that the kid killed himself, but I don't think that you're not stopping the bullying by suing a school for stopping the bullying. You can't stop the bullying by saying, okay, stop it now. It doesn't work that way. I don't think that you should sue a school because the school's not going to be able to stop it. And what if it only happened one time and the kid killed himself? What if it happened 2 times? Where's the line? I don't know. I just don't think that we should be... I think we should... the thing is, the kid probably didn't... Okay. Let's read this. A student whose parents are named in the lawsuit started spreading the rumor that the 10th grader, Nate Bronson, was unvaccinated. Nate had been actually vaccinated, but the lawsuit claims was still being harassed on a regular basis due to his perceived status. See, this is I should be able to sue Lower Dauphin High School for all the bullying I had.
Yeah.
Is what that's saying. And I don't think that's really reasonable because
you're going to have that anyway.
Everyone, how many people would have a chance to sue? If you tell somebody they can sue because of this, everyone's going to say, "Oh, I can make money. I'm going to do that." I don't think that fixes the problem. The problem is
there always has to be conflict of some sort somewhere.
Yes, and there's always assholes.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a shame this kid killed himself instead of talking to his parents. And his parents, I don't know, maybe the kid did talk to his parents, but it says Nate met with the school administrator at that point, but none of the students involving the cyberbullying were disciplined, his parents allege. I don't really know that's... says Nate's mother contacted the school more than 30 times in October and November alone, but administrators allegedly turned a blind eye.
Wow.
I don't know. I just... it seems like a really stupid reason for people to be bullying him, first of all. And
I mean, if it was that bad, why she should have taken him out of school and homeschooled him or sent him to a different school or something.
1 month after Nate was urged to kill himself by another student on Snapchat, his father found it. No wonder kids aren't supposed to have Snapchat and that stuff, because if you're that... I don't know.
Well, like your sister says,
young people no longer have the skills to deal with bullying. It has a lot to do with how the generation is... being raised by electronics instead of real people.
Yeah,
I don't know. I wasn't raised by electronics or people. I was raised by wolves.
But you see now that a lot of them, a lot of kids are being raised by electronics, so they don't know how to deal with the bullying, and this is all they know, and that's not right.
I don't know. Just really sad. I just think it's there's no real right answer to it. That's the weird thing is I don't know what the right thing is, but in the public eye, I feel the right thing is that you got to learn to if you're in the public, you're going to have to deal with that stuff. Anyway, all right, enough of that. Do you remember? I'm going to get into something you don't want to get into. I'm going to get into politics now. Do you remember when Biden's son Hunter got into trouble?
No.
Oh, okay. The whole time during the election, Trump was bringing up this Hunter Biden, okay. And I didn't know exactly what it was till now. So Biden said, "Well, I had no idea this was going on." Oh. Well, Biden left a voicemail that totally says the opposite. He's like, another thing. If you're gonna leave a voicemail,
don't leave your name.
Well, I don't know. Don't say it when there's proof that you knew. So, all right, I'm gonna get this thing here. Boom. There we go. Okay. Come on. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it. There we go. You can do it. Come on. All right. So here's the deal. You're trying to be president. At least you should do is just, Anyway, here's the. Let's see if I can
lock your kids up.
Yeah.
Keep them safe so they don't get into any trouble.
Well, that's
because you're doing a bang up job of it yourself.
Here we go. Got to turn the. All right, turn the volume on. This is from Biden. Wait a minute. Oh, come on, volume. Do it. All right, here we go.
Hey, Palace Dad, it's 8:15 on Wednesday night. If you get a chance, give me a call. There's nothing urgent. Just want to talk to you. I thought the article, at least the thing online, just to be printed tomorrow Times, was good. I think it's clear. And anyway, if you get a chance, give me a call. I love you.
Oh.
Wow.
Okay, now wait a minute. That didn't tell us anything. Okay, a shocking voicemail. Okay, hold on here. I'm going to make this bigger. Shocking voicemail from late 2018 reveals Joe Biden called his son Hunter to discuss the New York Times article. So, this is controversial, but if you're gonna lie, at least cover your tracks.
Well, I don't think he knows how to do that.
Okay, which detailed the younger Biden's dealings with a Chinese oil tycoon accused of economic crimes, telling him, "I think you're clear. I think you're clear." That means that he knew what was going on the whole time. I think I would have been, a little bit better about that. So, the voicemail was discovered on a cell phone backup contained on Hunter Biden's infamous discarded laptop. It would contradict the president's continual denial that he ever talked to his son about his overseas business transactions and was even more aware that they could be improper.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, this is what it's all about. I mean,
that's another reason to get him out. He's got to straighten his kids out.
Oh man. He's got a lot of problems right now. I think there's absolutely. I mean, his own party doesn't want him anymore. So I don't think we're going to see much. Anyway, why Hunter's dealings with China's aren't a big fat nothing for his presidential father? Well, one is that shows that his father lied, saying, "I didn't know anything about it." Duh. When he did know everything about it. And you gotta think, I mean, if you're president,
you can't hide. I'm sorry.
That's it just came out at it just is funny because all the hassle that they gave Trump during his presidency, every time they tried to
every time he tried to blow his nose, they were saying something.
Every time. And they were trying to get him impeached. How many times? Twice or three times? I don't know. In 4 years, it was at least twice they tried to impeach him over something, and they couldn't. But and yet this guy, he's destroying our country, and he's still in office. So anyway, says Joe Biden betrays at least a guilty knowledge of his son's most lucrative Chinese business deals in a voicemail unearthed by Hunter's abandoned laptop. The president's own words put the lie to his repeated insistence that he knew nothing about Hunter's overseas business dealings. I think you're clear, says Joe. And it says here let's see here, on the New York Times story about the arrest of one of Hunter's business partners, Patrick Ho. I like the name Ho.
I bet you they call him Ida for short.
They might just say, no, well, anyway.
Yeah,
I thought the article released online is going to be printed tomorrow in the New York Times was good. You're only clear if you're in trouble beforehand. What was the trouble? The trouble was that Ho's first call after his arrest at JFK Airport was to Joe's brother Jim Biden, Hunter's uncle, and the Times was on to the story. Ho had called Jim to try to track down Hunter, who he had paid a whopping $1 million legal retainer for just this circumstance. Easy money, so there's no evidence that Hunter did much work for Ho, apart from calling in another attorney. Ho worked for the CEFC, a Chinese energy company with which Hunter, Joe, Jim, and partners entered a multi-million-dollar joint partnership.
Wow.
Joe was...
Is that Joe? Or
I think that's Hunter.
Oh.
Joe was slated to get 10% for the big guy from the deal. According to an email on the laptop. In 2017, CEFC brokered China's biggest ever investment in Russia, a $9 billion acquisition of the Russian state oil giant Rosneft, and would have signaled a tectonic shift in geopolitical power. Deal fell through after Ho's arrest later that year. Text messages on his laptop show Hunter panicking when the Times started asking questions about Ho's involvement with the Bidens. This rare media interest in their business affairs was a source of intense angst after Hunter was first tipped off to the Times story in July 2018. All summer, he accused friends of leaking to the newspaper. Other text messages show the lawyer George Messiers boasting to Hunter that he was helping the Times reporter David Bozoa steer clear of Hunter and Joe's involvement with the CEFC. Barboza said that there's very little about Hunter in the story. Messiers texts Hunter no reference to Joe Biden specifically relative to CEFC's efforts. After the story is published, Hunter praises Messiers. You did an incredible job of keeping this basically to a big fat nothing. I don't think so. I don't think that it's a good thing. I mean, that's one thing about our media is they're like piranhas. Once they taste blood, they don't let go.
Exactly.
So sometimes it's
whether it's true or whether it's not.
Exactly.
Got it
and then they'll have to, shoot. Now what happened here? Well, that didn't work out. Okay, get back here. Where are you? There it is. Here's one time that it's a shame that bullying didn't. Hey, you never know. He may end up killing himself yet. Who knows? But yeah, it just sucks that we have to deal with people that are less than honest, because obviously they knew they were doing wrong. All of them, including Biden. So, now, the Post is the ones that have been doing these articles here, and I like the Post. A lot of my articles come from the Post. Here's what the Post wishes Joe Biden's cue card would say when he goes up to do a speech.
Oh, no.
I saw this and I thought, oh, this is really good. I think that this is really good, because his cue card, here's what Joe's cue card would say, if the Post were to write his cue cards, and I think even though you're not political, you'll enjoy the cue cards, and so you don't have to be a political genius to agree with it or enjoy it. So let's see here. All right, put this, and then we'll have to post it to this, and this will be should be funny. I started reading it last night, and I said, I got to put this on the show. All right.
Do we need cue cards for you? Should
Yes.
we pick them up?
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
I can see him sitting over there going, this section now this one.
Hey, that's how I did one of the Zabala.
Yeah.
Okay.
I remember that.
On Thursday, Joe Biden flashed for the cameras a comical presidential cheat sheet that proved how staged the 79-year-old is by his staff. Besides instructing him to remember to say hello and thank you, it emphasizes basic steps such as you take your seat. Telling him you got to take your seat. Thanks to to a White House mole, the Post was able to smuggle a new cheat sheet into Biden's jacket pocket when he was taking a quick nap in the Oval Office. Here is what we think the presidential cue card should say. Uh-oh. This is not real, by the way. Anybody that thinks this is real, it's not. The president. Presidential conference sequence of events. After ice cream, walk down the hall to press conference. Secret Service agents, Sport Chief, and Stretch will escort you. Staff, that is John, Adam, and Charles. You stand at the podium. It's a tall wooden stand in the middle. You can hold on for support. Greet the press. You say hello, not hey friends, ready to cover for me? You do not sniff Caton Collins' hair, because he's known for doing things like that. A man named Ron Klain will try to rush the stage. Stretch will tackle him. That's the one security guard. You will not blame Putin or Trump. Don't whisper. Seriously, stop whispering. That's the next thing. When someone says, Mr. President, remember, they're talking to you. We can't believe it either. Call on the son of the bitch, also known as Peter Doocy. Don't sniff his hair. Try answering his questions for once. Hold up your arm, make a fist, shake it all about. That's what it's all about. You will be escorted out by your wife, Jill. You did a great job. It's Delaware time. Lukewarm tomato soup and
Lord.
Me TV. You saw you raising your arm?
Yeah, I was shaking it all about.
I see. It says here, you are going to increase domestic oil production and stop spending so much government money to rein in inflation. Somebody ought to tell them that. So anyway, that's the Cliff Notes.
Wow.
What was that? Who's that? Hell's Angels Alliance to Harley Davidson runs deeper than. Oh, okay. All right, that just was a little funny thing. I just wanted to. I saw that last night and I said, okay, we'll do that. All right. Let's see. Where are we going from here?
Hey, girl.
Oh, hit the wrong button. All right, why won't that let me... there we go. All right. Tom Cruise is on risking his life for stunts. Now, you know he does a lot of his own stunts, right?
Yes.
Okay. Here we go. He says, no one asked Gene Kelly why dance. So he believes that because Gene Kelly, he should do his own stunts. I'll tell you, he does some stunts I would never. I mean, I'm a wimp. I don't believe in doing anything where I could be harmed. Well, that's not true. I did a lot of wrestling stuff that I shouldn't have done.
Mm-hmm.
But and here I am, still to talk about it. But I'm paying the price because my bones and everything are really hurting. Let me see here. All right, we're done with. Cruise has a message for people questioning why he would risk his life to do stunts, his own stunts, on Top Gun Maverick.
Well, maybe he likes it.
No one asked Gene Kelly, why do you dance? He said Tuesday during a master class at the Cannes Film Festival. The infamous couch hopper also alluded to apparently long-time fascination with risk when he told the crowd that he would jump off the roof of his childhood house using a bed sheet as a parachute. Oh man!
No.
Well, see, I where I lived, I'd only jump like 10 feet, so it wouldn't be that big of a deal. Bravado seems to buoy him throughout his career. The bravado seems to buoy him throughout his career. I always thought there's something that I can do, and I wanted to push the art form. I thought, how can I immerse an audience into a movie with this kind of stuff in action, and how can I entertain them? What can I do? The 59-year-old actor reminded the crowd that he is a movie star, not a streaming star. Not a streaming star. Ooh. I don't think I know the difference. The Oscar-nominated actor said the option of releasing Top Gun Maverick on Paramount Plus during the coronavirus was never going to happen. I love my audience. I make my movies for audiences. I make my movies for the big screen. I go to the camera, and those people that are there are serving the popcorn. They're making the theaters, and I was calling Paramount saying, please, I know you're going to go through. I know what you're going through. Just know we're making Mission Impossible. Top Gun is coming out, and continued in a video posted to Twitter. Okay, let's see what this video is. This must be it. Wonder this is. Let's find out. Ouch!
That's pretty good news. And I go to the cinema.
Oh, that's what I.
People there that are serving the popcorn, that are making these theaters, and I was calling them saying, please, I know what you're going through. Just know we are making Mission Impossible. Top Gun is coming out. And I promise you, it's like when I'm making a movie, I'm trying to use all of the skill and everything that I know, and all of the skill of all the people that I work with, the beauty of cinema. I mean, it's an incredible experience because you just learn so much about humanity, about people, about work, about art.
What happened? Oh, that was it.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's.
Does he think he'll get more money if he does his own stunts? He might.
No, I believe that it's kind of like. All right, I'll give you an example of what I think it's like. It's like a lot of the managers in wrestling are eye candy.
Right.
And they won't do any bumps.
Except you.
I do all my own stunts. And see, that's the thing. What is the purpose of having a manager if he can't do anything except look pretty? Well, that's the same. He believes that his thing is you don't want to. When you see Tom Cruise get on a motorcycle, you want to know it's Tom Cruise riding a motorcycle, and not a stunt guy that gets on this motorcycle. And sometimes you can tell the difference. Usually you can't because they're pretty good at covering it up. But he knows it's pure if he does the stunt. He knows, he's an actor.
He's also very daring.
Yeah, he's gutsy. I wouldn't do some of the stuff he did. Like, if you remember, we saw the one movie where he was in Dubai and he was hanging from the building. He did that. I wouldn't do that. I would say, stunt guy, you want to do this? Yeah, I know you're 200 pounds less than I am, but
here,
I think you should do this.
I don't want so much better.
I don't want to take that away from you.
That's what we're paying you for.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, they don't pay me to do that.
Cheyenne.
Oh, man.
She might have went outside.
I don't know. As long as I don't hear any crunching over there. I took most of the stuff that she was crunching over there and put it away so that she can't crunch, and covered it up. I put lids on things. I went through and I was doing chords, and I was thinking, why do I have 40 of these? I don't need 40 of these. Maybe 10. And maybe that's even excessive. And I bought a pair of speakers off Goodwill. This is something that drives me crazy about Goodwill. I don't mind buying at Goodwill. They have shopgoodwill.com.
Right.
And they have some good deals, except they rip you off on shipping. I'll give you an example.
Okay.
I bought a pair of speakers for $20.
Okay.
They aren't really big and they aren't really heavy. No, they're
Okay.
like that. They're pretty. I mean, they're not big speakers like I use when I play out, but they're decent speakers. I mean, they're cheap speakers.
Like stereo speakers.
They're PA speakers.
Okay.
Okay. I bought a pair of them for $20. It was maybe even $15. Whatever it was cheap. I think it was $20. Anyway, so boom boom.
Bing bong.
Anyway, so I like I said, I bought a pair for $20, and I thought, so they'll charge me. They're going to rip me off. They're going to charge me $50 for shipping because they're not that heavy.
Wow.
Nope, they didn't charge me. They charged me $80 for shipping. I got them yesterday, and I was like, "You son of a gun! You guys!" They had this huge box, and the speakers weren't even filling that box, and they could have shipped that to me for $30 easily. $25.
Packing peanuts.
No, it wasn't even packing peanuts. They didn't put peanuts in it. They put like cardboard.
Oh.
It wasn't even, but I mean the speakers work at least, but and if I were to buy them new, I'd probably spend $150.
Wow.
But I spent $100
to get them
to get them now. And for used speakers that don't have a power cord, by the way, fortunately I had power cords. It don't have the wires I need to hook them. I'm going to have to go to a store and buy the wire. I would think that at least give me what I paid for. And I also bought a notebook for Dawn because I want to give her a notebook and keep the two that the band had.
Right.
Ken and I had agreed that when we were going to upgrade the computers, and we agreed to give her one of the notebooks. Then Ken died, and I got the notebooks now, and I thought, rather than just give her one of those, I'm going to get her a better notebook. And so these are i5s, and the one I bought her is an i7. Okay, so I get the notebook from Goodwill.
Okay.
I paid $100 for the notebook. Okay, a decent deal, except no power supply. What's a notebook without a power supply? And I find out
Just
the battery's bad on it too, and it never said it on the thing that the battery's bad.
Did it say as is?
Well, all their stuff says as is,
That's
but
why.
it just irritates me that they have power supplies because they tested it. They said it tested good. Well, that's not good if the battery's bad, because then the battery is not good, and that means I'm going to have to spend another $60 on a battery. And fortunately, I had a power supply that works, so I don't have to spend any money on the power supply. But the thing is, they should be honest about this stuff. Mm-hmm. That's why I stopped buying from them last time, because these exorbitant shipping and then not getting power supplies or the battery being dead. Now I got to find a battery for it, but
Cheyenne.
it is what it is. Anyway, all right.
What?
Enough of my complaining.
Hi, sweet girl. Hi, sweet girl.
Do you remember? You probably don't, but Martin Sherlenke.
No.
Okay. Do you remember the guy the young kid that owned a pharma company? This was years ago, and he charged an exorbitant amount for. He bought a pharma company, and then there was an AIDS drug that was. It cost $7.80 a pill. He raised the price to $787 a pill.
Like
Okay, he's back in the news. He got out of jail in January.
Okay.
Okay, now. First thing, this is just so bizarre. So this woman here, Christy Smythe, was a reporter, and she was reporting on him. Okay, she was going through counseling to save her marriage, and decided that I hit the button. Rats. So she decided not to go to her counseling appointment with her husband to go visit Martin Schlenke, whatever his name is. I don't know how to pronounce that.
Skrelly?
Whatever, Skrelly, whatever his name is. I call him Scammer. But anyway, so she skipped her appointment with the marriage therapy guy, girl, whatever, marriage therapist, so she could go visit him. And then, why is this not working? This is like ridiculous. Work. I want to give this stupid thing. This is where I need to get a second person to just post these articles so I don't have to do
the
that.
The problem is you have it on your notes and we can't get to them.
I know. And plus you don't have my account up. Anyway. So, let me try this again. There, now it's doing it. Anyway, so she's as much of a scumbag as he is, as far as I'm concerned. I mean, why would you want to be with someone that went to jail for ripping off people? Why would you want to do that? I don't understand a person like that. I mean, yeah, your marriage may be going down the drain, but why would you want to be with him? Of all people, why would you go to, when everyone knows he's a scumbag?
Because he said he loved her.
Yeah, I guess. Some women are stupid. Oh, some men are stupid too, by the way. I'm not making a flat-out thing. Christy Smythe, the ex-journalist who left her husband and job for Pharma Bro, Martin, whatever his name is, what'd you call it? Skrelly? Skrelly. Confessed she missed her first marriage counseling session to visit the convicted felon, whatever, behind bars as she blasted critics of her former flame. Smythe, 39. Okay, she's 39. I would imagine he might be 30, so that's not too bad. Said that she and her now ex-husband were set to begin therapy the day that she was first able to visit him. Visit Chikrelli, whatever his name is. The former, I'll just call him Pharma Bro. The former Bloomberg reporter admitted she arrived 52 minutes into an hour-long session after going to prison with the to see the infamous inmate while she was still working on the news outlet. I didn't count the minutes. He did.
You said she was 39?
She's 39.
So is he.
Oh, is he? Oh, okay. He's older than I thought he was then. Well, yeah, he spent 10 years in jail, so yeah, he was 29. We still went to marriage counseling, and later it was a disaster, of course. Nothing was counseled. She said the emblematic, she said it was emblematic of her entire relationship, which she ended to be with Pharma Bro. Smythe and Pharma Bro, both 39. Oh, there we go. Met after she was assigned to cover him for the Bloomberg News in 2015. And the hedge fund manager became deeply hated figure for jacking up the price of anti-parasitic drug Daraprim. And basically, I have somewhere in here that says how much he jacked it up. It was like $7.91 a pill, and he jacked it up to $797. 400% is what he jacked it up. People like that, they just don't deserve a second chance, because that was just wrong on every way, because he knew he was hurting people with that, because not everybody has the money to buy a pharmaceutical company. Anyway, I just think it's really sad that she. I mean, I realize you can. I believe in second chances, but I believe this guy doesn't deserve a second chance, because he probably screwed a lot of people over a lot of things. So anyway, it says here she's writing a serialized memoir about their love affair with Substack. Oh, about the love affair on Substack. Is the editor-in-chief of the news media. Anyway, regardless, I just think she's just as scummy as he is, just because, she's with him. But, okay, so what else did this guy do? He bought the Wu-Tang Clan's one album in 2015. It went up for auction, and he paid $2 million for this album. No one else has this music. It's only him.
Okay.
Okay, so when he went to jail, they took it from him. The government took it from him and sold it. And not only did they make $4 million, hey, I'm happy that he doesn't keep that. They took that as part of their restitution.
Then why are we still in debt?
Well, because the government's giving us money free.
Yeah.
It just sucks that people are idiots like this. Anyway, oh shoot. Oh no, I didn't want to delete that. Yeah. So the Wu-Tang Clan is the album that was once owned by him is sold by the U.S. government. So I'm happy that happened because, finally the government did something good. First off, if they burned that album, we'd probably be all happier because nobody heard it anyway except Pharma Boy. And I don't know. I just hate people that are, feel like they are able to get away with everything. I'm glad when they don't get away with it. I'm really glad that he didn't get away with charging that much money for that drug. And so, screw you. Now, I found an article here that's interesting. So even after he got out of jail, he's still not in the clear. Where did I find this? Oh, I know where I found it. Okay, this is where I found it. So Pharma Boy must return $64 million from the Daraprim price hike. And
I hope he has it.
This is this is the top things that he has to do. He must return the money from the price hike. Wish this was faster. Oh, this is I'm not gonna,
open for business.
Well, we're not going to listen to that. Now, the Pharma Bro has been banned for life from the pharma industry, so that's good. I'm glad to see that they made sure he's not going to do it again. And personally, if someone gave him AIDS, that would be really good, because then he could know what it's like to live without the AIDS drug that he took from everybody. That would have been cool. See, now that would have been a fair thing to do to somebody. If he was that cold that he was willing to make sure that people couldn't afford their drug, they should have injected him with that, with the AIDS, and let him deal with that, and not give him the drug. Yep, I would be okay with that, because sometimes you got to do what you got to do. I just think that people like him, they probably already used their second chance a long time ago when they screwed somebody over. Where's my dog at?
I think she went outside.
She's being really good today.
Diane. Oh, here she comes.
Oh, okay. She wasn't too far. Oh, here it is. He raised the price from $17.50 per tablet to $750 per tablet. And why did he do it? Probably because he was just trying to be a prick. They found that Pharma Boy made illegal agreements with generic drug makers to delay the introduction of cheaper versions of the drug after he jacked up the price, so he could make all kinds of money off of people. He doesn't dispute that it was his intention to impede generic pharmaceutical companies from launching competitive products that would threaten the price of Daraprim. The plaintiffs have shown that the restraints Viura implemented succeeded in just doing that. Last month, Viura and a former executive officer, Kevin Militi agreed to pay as much as $40 million to resolve their involvement in the federal antitrust suit. So this is all stuff that he brought on. Then it says here, it says that he was forced to return $64 million. Judge orders Pharma Boy to pay $65 million in hiking drug. The problem is that $65 million, it doesn't go back to the people that had to pay it.
Right.
It's going to go to the government. So I just think it's.
He's already returned $64 million. Now $65 million. If he still has money,
No,
it's not hurting him.
Wait, oh yeah, okay. Well, 60 says 65 there, and it says 64 there. Still 60. It just sucks that people like him get to rip off people, and even if would you go to jail for 65 million?
I wish I had just $1 million.
Would you go to jail for 2 years for $1 million?
It depends. Do they have a plush cell?
Oh, you wouldn't get the plush cell.
Oh, well then
he
no.
would. He probably
No.
did. I'm imagining he probably was in a.
Nope, it has to be all soft bedding and all prim and proper.
What, you want a Hilton? The Hilton jail?
Yep. That's the only way I'd go.
Oh boy. Yeah.
Nice soft bed, fluffy pillows.
Mm-hmm. All right. So anyway, that's a scumbag that deserves to rot. I don't feel that way about a lot of people, but I feel that way about him. In fact, if he was the person that the alligator killed a person near Myrtle Beach in South Carolina. They found the body. Yeah.
That's sad.
The victim's body was recovered from a pond, and the alligator was removed and euthanized. How do they know that alligator did it? How do they know which alligator did it?
Probably.
Was there a confession?
No, they probably dissected him after they euthanized him.
Oh,
The investigation's
underway after an alligator killed someone in South
I guess we'll find out now, because I didn't know this was.
Carolina. Horry County police say the alligator took hold of a person near the edge of a retention pond at the Myrtle Beach Golf and Yacht Club on Friday. The victim's body was recovered from the pond, and the alligator was euthanized. The victim's identity has not yet been released.
Ooh, yeah, no.
Yeah, I
He might
don't.
have still been chomping on it. Too.
Yeah, I don't know if if that was. Okay, we got to silence that. Okay. How do they know?
He might have still been chomping on it.
Do you have the same clothes on? Do you have the same scales? Oh, I don't know. Do alligators have scales? I think they do. Yeah. The alligator. Yeah, it doesn't really. How do they know? That's really interesting. I guess they would find something in his stomach.
Well, that's part of it. But when they euthanized him, he
They
might
just
have
made
still
him a
been
youth.
chomping, and that's when.
Ugh.
Yeah.
What a way to die. I want to die something quick. I don't want somebody chewing on my body. That's why I don't want to go and die with like zombies around. I don't want people chomping on my body. This is a really strange one. An LA cop was beaten to death by
A robot.
officers in a mob training.
Oh, jeez.
This is so weird. This is something that it sounds like it would be from a TV show or something, but this guy was in a
Why
training.
did he sign up for it?
Well, I mean,
I see why he signed up for the training. He probably needed that to
Right.
deal with.
Yeah.
But he
Why did
ends up
they-
getting beaten to death? Something's not right.
I mean, I understand a simulation of someone getting beaten, but actually beating him until he dies seems really kind of counterproductive to the whole thing. So, yeah, I don't quite understand how that all came about. Anyway, it says here. Let's see. We'll back this up to here. There we go. Now this is actually. Here we go. So this is the beating. They're simulating this beating. It says I'm a reproductive right. Wait a minute. What's that got to do with this? What? What's that got to do with this?
that's probably why
I don't know if this is the same article.
Oh, I was going to say that might have been why he was.
I think this isn't. I think this is something else, but it's in this article, so it kind of screwed me up. It says an LAPD officer was beaten to death by fellow officers during a training that simulated a mob attack. A new wrongful death claim has been filed by his mother. Houston Tipping, 32, died 3 days after an on-duty accident at the department's academy on May 26. Tipping was acting as a bike instructor in a scenario that involved grappling with another officer. At some point, Officer Tipping fell to the floor and suffered a catastrophic spinal cord injury. Tipping's mother said, Tipping's mother filed a notice of claim against the city Friday, alleging wrongful death and civil rights violations.
Well, you know, the LAPD, they really are brutal. Because not only did they kill this guy, but I read an article where they threw Jodie Sweetin down because she was marching.
I was going to do one of those articles, and I didn't do that one. But we'll do. If you want to do that one, we can do that one. But let me finish this one. Huffman's his mother claims her son was repeatedly struck in the head severely enough that he bled and suffered multiple breaks on his neck, causing his death. And it says here, the other officers had previously been injured during the exercise, bringing the training into question before Tipping died. LAPD declined to comment on the claim, and Tipping was a 5-year department veteran who had worked as a patrol officer in the San Fernando Valley. So, yeah, it's kind of strange that he got killed by his own people. This one here, you want to do that one, or?
Sure.
Okay, let me bring that up. Hold on here. Which one's yours? This one? No, wait. No, that's not. That's mine. Got to find your. Oh, here it is. Okay, that should be it. All right. Here we go. Okay, talk about it.
Because it says Jodie Sweetin was marching for the Roe versus Wade, and it says that she was thrown to the ground by LAPD during her pro-choice protest. And she says, it's going to take more than this to make me stop. I will keep going back out there. And really what happened, she was speaking out at the protest, and the Los Angeles Police Department officers were seen throwing her to the ground during a pro-choice protest. She was so uncomfortable with the attention that she received following the altercation, and that was after the Supreme Court's decision to overturn the Roe versus Wade and the constitutional right to abortion. I mean, I know I've seen Jodie in other things when she plays for charity, and she's always about helping girls and helping children and things like this. So it's only natural that she would be out there supporting, for children not to have an abortion.
Right.
And here, the LAPD were just very brutal and pushed her to the ground over it. She says if people think that looked bad, then they have no idea what others are facing out there during protests. I happen to be a TV celebrity who is not a person of color, so it got a lot of attention. I'm so uncomfortable with that, but if it will keep attention on this issue, I'm okay with it.
All right, I guess since you brought it up, I'm going to talk a little bit about this Roe versus Wade thing. I mean, as long as we've been alive, well, when was Roe versus Wade?
72, 73?
Yeah, pretty much as long as we've been alive.
Early 70s, yeah.
Yeah, we've been given that opportunity to have an abortion if we needed to.
Yeah.
And my belief is that the woman has the right to choose whether she does or not.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know what yours. We've never talked about this ever. So, I never in my wildest dreams would have seen them overturn it.
I didn't either.
And it just really freaking.
But it's a new generation that's in office now.
It's not though. It's the old people. These are old people that are voting this. I don't think that the younger people are the issue. I think the older people.
But look at the people that were in office when this was put in. Now, I'm saying it's a different generation.
Okay. Actually, I would have imagined that it would have been the Republicans that would have caused this to overturn. And here, the Democrats are in office. And this is really kind of weird to think about this because, we talked about last week. I think we talked about this last week about Texas wanting to secede from the Union.
Yeah.
And we've there's a lot of controversy going on here, and I don't think I have the right to tell someone else what they can do with their body, male, female, whatever. If someone wants to chop off their arm or whatever it is, I don't think I have the right to say no, you can't do that to their own body.
Right.
If so, nobody would have tattoos. If I could.
Sorry, I've got 2, and I'm damn proud of them.
Well, I'm just saying that I'm not pro-tattoo, but people are pro-tattoo, and there are more people with tattoos than not probably now. And I've seen some people that really did some ugly things. In fact, we're going to talk about one of them coming up in 2 articles. Yeah, it just is weird to think about having to decide. I feel we don't have the right to tell them that they can't have. And what's going to happen is it's not going to stop the abortions. The abortions are still going to happen, but they're not going to happen safely.
Right.
And because people are, we have a lot of kids out there that are not wanted, and there are a lot of kids out there that
there are people that can't get pregnant that want children, that they could adopt these. Yes, but in the same sense, I'm not saying abortion's right, but you need to be careful and make sure that doesn't happen.
Well,
if you really don't want to get pregnant, then, or how do they say it? If you can't do the time, don't do the crime.
But you're not going to stop a woman you're not going to stop a woman that needs to get an abortion by saying you can't have an abortion. We're going to go back to the coat hangers. We're going to go back to, illegally doing it in another country, or I should say doing it in another country. You're going to get people that. There are lots of ways to have abortions, but the problem is now stores are hoarding the morning after pill. Because they're afraid that's going to be illegal and that's going to raise the price if you can get one. And the thing. Oh, don't do that. Let me switch back to this.
I didn't do anything.
Yeah, you did. You changed it to my screen.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Here.
No. I got it. I got you. But you're not going to. You're not going to stop the abortions. It's just going to make it a little harder to get. And if you want to get. If you want to get an abortion, you're going to get one, and you're not going to stop people that don't want to have. If you have a rape, you're going to have a rape baby. A lot of women don't want a baby that isn't
right, and that's where I'm kind of, if it's going to take the mother's life or incest or rape, then I would say yes, let the woman have it if that's what she wants. But otherwise, I'm like you. Why couldn't you have the baby and give it up to somebody that can't have children, that want children?
Well, here's something that's actually fits right into that. Disney employee rips company over the vow to pay abortion travel costs. Disney is going to pay. Okay.
Wow.
A Florida Disney employee ripped the company's campaign to cover abortion costs for workers, telling the Post that on Saturday it will be bad for business and would alienate customers. Jose Castillo who works in resort management in Orlando, accused the Walt Disney Company of trying to influence politics after waiting the fraught abortion issue in the wake of the Supreme Court overturning Roe versus Wade. Disney was among the big American names to speak out after the landmark abortion case was struck down Friday, vowing an internal memo that they would reimburse employees who have to travel out of state to have the procedure carried out. So it's not going to stop it. What it's going to have, this is done by the state, not by the federal government. So instead of getting an abortion in Florida, well, we'll just go to Georgia or whatever state allows it, because not all the states. And once that's done, you just gonna have to go overseas, or you're gonna have to force your body to have to abort it or whatever. There's ways, and it's they're not gonna fix the problem by outlawing it, because there are too many people that. There are reasons, it could be drug related, it could be rape related, it could be whatever related. You don't have a right to tell me I can't have an abortion, or obviously
Right.
I can't have an abortion, but it's not right. It's not their right. They're doing it for religious reasons, obviously, and I just think that it's wrong, because what if we're going to have an article coming up later that this mother, actually, why don't I just do it now? I could just do it now. I think it's here. Hold on here. I think I have it here. Maybe I don't have it here. Here it is. This is so weird. Mother of 3 shot dead outside of a Dallas strip club after driving car into security guards. So she was kicked out of the club that she was in. She was being rowdy and kicked out of the club. So she did what any normal red-blooded American would do. She got in her car and tried to run over the security guards and got shot and killed. Okay, what happens to her 3 kids?
Now they're without a
Okay, maybe she should have had an abortion, because obviously she was not stable enough to have kids. Why is she, a mother of 3, hanging out in a strip club anyway? These kind of things happen, and unfortunately, if they're going to overturn, okay, so she can have kids, and she doesn't care, apparently isn't a very good mother if she's out in strip clubs and trying to drive over people at a strip club. These things, people are saying, in the perfect world, you shouldn't have an abortion. Yes, I agree. In the perfect world, you shouldn't, because in the perfect world, nobody would be getting pregnant that isn't supposed to get pregnant.
But we're not a perfect world.
We're not a
and we never
perfect
will
world.
be.
No. And people were mad at Disney. I'm not mad at Disney. Disney's trying to do what's right for their employees. And telling an employee you can't get an abortion because it's illegal is not the right thing to do. They need to stay out of it. The government should not be involved in this. This is really not their business. And I know there are people that are dead set against my opinion of this, but this is here's another one. Okay, as soon as it comes up, woman allegedly killed sister, forced her teen son to help move the body.
Oh my goodness.
The woman killed her sister and then talked her son, her sister's son, into helping. Oh man.
Not right. Sorry.
Should this woman be able to procreate? No.
But she did.
It just, I don't know if she did or not, but but still, just, I don't know. I think the world's going crazier and crazier, and
Soon we're going to have a president that maybe he'll say, I don't want to be president because of mental disease or defect or something like that.
I don't know.
I only ran because I'm sick in the head.
Who knows? Yeah, it just, I don't think we have the right to do that. I don't think that, I just think that there's, people have to live by their own God or whatever, but you can't tell someone else you can't do it. So I just, I don't know.
It's just another way this country, they thought it would be set this way forever, and now
Oops, wrong one.
somebody found a loophole and
Shoot,
turned it the
that's
other
not
way.
the one I wanted. I didn't want this one. No, I wanted this one. Wait, where's it at? Oh, there it is. Major U.S. pharmacies such as CVS, Walgreens, they're rationing the morning after pills. It's really it shouldn't have to be.
If you can't do the time, don't do the crime.
And this is like, if you have sex, you take this pill the next day, right?
Right.
So
yes.
you're not killing anything, right?
No, but you're trying to prevent getting pregnant, especially if it was not planned. But some people use that as a method of birth control.
Well, that's. But if there's nothing, there's no baby, right?
Not at that time.
If
no.
they take it the morning after, they're ensuring there's no baby. So I don't understand why this would be an issue, because I can understand.
There's always some reason.
I can understand people saying, "Well, it's a living, breathing human," but at this point, it's not. So they're worried about the morning after pill. There's just too many people that need to stay in their own lane. The problem is, everyone wants to give their opinion of things. Everyone wants to put their nose where it doesn't belong.
Okay, just out of curiosity, I wanted to see what come up when you Googled what does the morning after pill do. And it says it is a type of emergency birth control, emergency contraceptive,
Conception.
Thank you. Is used to prevent pregnancy for women who've had unprotected sex or whose birth control method has failed. How will you know your birth control method has failed?
By the way, I'm here for you to help fix your pronunciations.
Thanks, I appreciate that.
Hey, being an expert like I am.
I guess I don't understand. I mean, if you're willing to do this, you take the precautions. Okay, I can understand, yes, you're using a condom, it broke. Okay, then take the morning after. But if you're a woman and you're on birth control pills, you don't know whether or not those are going to work until, the time comes where it's supposed to, like where you're supposed to have your cycle. And it's like, okay, I didn't have it, but I've been taking my birth control. Let's get the test done. That failed. I mean, I guess I just don't.
Well, it says Roe v. Wade overturned. Lawmakers react to Supreme Court striking down federal protections over abortion. And this is the, let's see, we need to fix this so we can hear it.
To states to decide whether to allow, ban, or restrict abortion access. And there are the Supreme Court ruling, like what it could mean for contraception. Newsy national correspondent Mara Sirianni is here to explain. Hey, Mara.
Yeah, Jay, so we saw this almost immediately. A lot of shock.
Damn it.
Some women, they're concerned about whether their birth control or their Plan B could be in jeopardy. Well, for now, the Supreme Court was clear that the constitutional right to access those contraceptives would remain untouched. The overturning of Roe v. Wade enacted trigger law.
Okay, we're having connection issues. I think Comcast is pro. Because all of a sudden we had no problems until just now. All right.
Laws in 13 states, in some cases banning abortions immediately, whether done via procedure or medication.
I think a lot of people didn't at all know how this law was going into effect. They didn't know what the kind of parameters of the law were.
In Kentucky, Megan Turner said the decision created confusion, so she immediately took to Facebook to let women know emergency contraception like Plan B is still available.
Some people are trying to stock up on them because of contraceptive failure and, potential contraceptive failure in the future.
Dr. Mary Claire Haver is a board-certified OBGYN practicing medicine in the Houston area. Saturday, she spent more than an hour on live stream addressing questions.
We have a trigger law that goes into effect here in 29 days that virtually eliminates all abortion access. I'm active on multiple social media platforms, and just the comment section is tens of thousands of comments, from everyone wanting to say their opinion, asking me a question, and I'm doing my best to try to keep up, but it's just impossible.
And she's not alone. A doctor in Austin tweeting her OBGYN received 22 calls for appointments between midnight and 6 a.m. Saturday, showing the desperation for care.
We won't go back! We won't back down! We won't go back!
With abortion access already off the table in some states, Haver says women need to be reminded of their options. Researchers say hormonal implants and intrauterine devices, or IUDs, are both safe, dependable methods of birth control. Another option is Plan B, or the morning after pill, which has a nearly 90% success rate when taken correctly. Birth control, IUDs, and Plan B are all still legal everywhere in the U.S.
Unfortunately, the most utilized forms of contraception, condoms and birth control pills, have a much higher failure rate.
When it comes to medicine, there's a big difference between the abortion pill and emergency contraceptives. According to data compiled by the Guttmacher Institute, more than 90% of abortions take place in the first 13 weeks of pregnancy. More than half are now done with pills, not surgery. But with both options soon to be done away with in Texas and various other states,
The problem for us as physicians is that the legislature gets to determine, and not the physician, when a woman's life is in danger. It's going to change the way we practice medicine, and it's probably going to delay care in emergency situations while we're weighing these options.
Still, activists like Megan say the fight isn't over.
Reproductive freedom is a choice that shouldn't be in the hands of legislators.
That's what I'm saying.
So while birth control remains legal, 12 states allow some healthcare providers actually to refuse to provide services related to contraception. Now, the Supreme Court decision that overruled Roe does not indicate the court would revisit past decisions about birth control. However, Jay, at this point, we know that one justice, that is Justice Clarence Thomas, has said he would welcome challenges to that in the future.
It is just simply remarkable, the ripple effects from this one very monumental ruling by the Supreme Court. Thanks, Mara.
So I mean, it's interesting because it makes regular people become criminals.
Well, I saw something on there, and I would say instead of having an abortion, if a woman doesn't want to have children, then she should get a tubal. However,
I don't know what that is.
Where her tubes are tied so that she can't get pregnant.
But what if you want to have it in the future? You're just not
That's
ready.
true.
I mean, you think about this. Think about this now.
Well, that's the other side of it.
Think about how your life would have changed if
I
you
know.
had, instead of 4 children back when you were younger, had children later in life, because a lot of the people want children later in life because they want to get their act together. A lot of people right out of school get pregnant and they have no chance to get ready to buy a house, to get a good job. They're just jumping right into it, and that's like
And
when
then
I was
you add the child on it, and that's more debt.
right. And like I retired early because I had no kids.
Mm-hmm.
Well, not the only reason, but I mean that's one thing that I could retire early because I had no kids. I didn't have to worry about paying for their school, paying for their car, paying their insurance. I mean, there are a lot of people that want it later in life so that they have a chance to get their act together. Back when my mom became a mother, she probably wanted it because she wanted to get out of the house. Well, she ended up not getting too far out of the house because she ended up living next door. But, a lot of women got pregnant because they want out of the house. They were trying to, and, the people that are smarter aren't necessarily, it's a shame because back in the day, the mother could stay home all day and take care of the kids. Now you have both parents working. Now you have to pay child support, and that usually takes one of the parents' income.
Right.
I remember when Pam and I were looking at having kids, and fortunately we didn't have kids because I would have been left alone. We would have had a kid. She wanted to have kids around 2000, so I would have had a kid that's 22 now, but they would have lost their mom when they were 12.
Right.
And, then I would have been alone trying to raise this kid while I'm trying to work, that's really difficult. And, so people today are delaying having kids a lot of times because they're trying to figure out what they're going to do, how they're going to live. And, for me, I was born in a pretty poor family, so the first part of my life, the first half of my life, was getting my act together so that I could have a good life. And if we would have had kids, it would have been probably disastrous because I don't know. Kids scare me because I know what kids were like around me and the bullying thing, and we're going back to circle back to the bullying thing.
Well, like Tina says, young girls who have sex don't realize that they can get into trouble.
Right.
So they sometimes use abortion as birth control. It should be used as a medical emergency, not birth control, so you can have unsafe fun.
I don't think that, again, I don't think that anybody has the right to regulate. Now, if a kid is having an abortion a year, then there's a problem. Or abortion if they're having a lot of abortions, then there's a problem.
Yes.
But if they're using it sparingly, and they're trying to be responsible, like
they should have.
I don't know
one limit.
See, I can't even
just say one, and after that, it's like, okay, you should have taken responsibility. You did it the first time.
I see, but that's if the woman gets raped. There's lots of circumstances where you can't do that. You can't put a hard, fast rule that this is how we're going to do it, because there's always more than one reason something happens. And so I because I'm not a woman, I don't feel that I have a right to tell a woman one way or the other. And do you want to tell your daughter you're going to have to deal with it, whatever it is, because you made that mistake?
It was a hard choice for me on whether I was going to say something or not.
Oh, I didn't mean seriously. I meant no. I mean, I didn't. That's not my.
I know.
I'm not trying to. Actually, I'm just trying to.
I had to keep my mouth shut about my feelings and support her in whatever decision she made.
Okay. Oh, what's that?
I don't know
what is that?
Object
I don't know if that's a box. It looks like a crate. It's a crate.
Okay.
I don't know what it is. But anyway, it's a tough decision. But I don't want the government telling us.
Right.
The government should not be telling us this stuff. I just think that it's not right for the government to tell us.
I mean,
this
you
stuff.
already have insurance companies that won't pay for it.
I'm okay with that. Insurance companies, okay, you do the crime, you do the time.
Yeah. Where'd you hear that before?
I heard it on a TV show. But I don't have a problem with the insurance companies not paying for it. But I think they should pay for it on rapes and stuff like that.
Yes.
But,
yes.
especially if it's someone that has more than one. But, that's beside the point. All right, let's move away from this because I didn't really want this to be a debate about this.
Yeah, there's some of those subjects that are very touchy.
I mean, let's talk about this mother here. Detroit mother charged after blind 3-year-old son's body is found in the freezer. Should she have had the baby?
Oh. That.
Tell me, do you think she should have the baby?
No.
No, she shouldn't have. And that's what happens when people are forced to have babies. Okay, she should not have had a baby. She should not have been pregnant. Okay, but she was pregnant. And, it's a tough thing. It's something that we don't want to talk about, but it does happen. And sadly, this poor child, a Detroit mother has been charged with murder and torture after police found a decomposing body of her blind 3-year-old son stuffed in a freezer. And what happens if you find out that your kid is not going to be a normal kid?
It doesn't matter. There are still people out there who would take it just to be able to raise a child, whether it was blind.
But why are they not? Why are they not able to There are tons of kids in the system. There are a ton of kids. And why aren't they able? See, the problem is those people that aren't able to adopt kids, there may be a reason why they're unable to adopt kids. There may have been, things where one or both of the people have been in trouble with the law for something.
Yeah, I can see that.
Okay, there could be, but they wanted to put Pam and I through all this testing and all these mental things when we were we would have been better parents than a lot of people out there. Cause,
like, how much did she weigh in high school?
Yes. Yeah, that kind of stuff.
You didn't know her then.
But these things happen, and the people that would be the good parents are disqualified, and the people that are the bad parents keep having kids. So what are you supposed to do? There's a lot of kids in the system right now. Right now, as we speak, there are tons of kids in that system. Why would we have to have other kids? Why would we have to have our own kids when there are a lot of kids in the system? We were looking at kids in the system, and it was awfully hard to get through that paperwork.
Well, the other side of this, too, is that the kids that are in the system now, they know how to work the system. See, my neighbor he wanted to be a foster father. And he wanted to have a set of twins because he felt that he could give twins a good home, a good upbringing. But the way kids use the system now, where if you just like that, then they go and call the cops, and it causes a whole big investigation.
Again,
he says,
that's
I'm not doing that.
Again, the government is overstepping their. You can't discipline a child.
Right.
Like we were disciplined as kids. And that's why there's so many things wrong with today, because you're not allowed to touch them.
Yep.
And so I don't know. I don't know the answer to any of this stuff, but I do know it's a situation where we shouldn't be involved. The government should not be involved in some of this, as far as I'm concerned.
I mean, if you're going to punish a child, you don't want to kill them.
Well,
but,
I don't know.
At least make them understand what they did was wrong.
Right, and you're not allowed to touch them. And I don't have a problem with disciplining a child. Well, I'll tell you a story I don't know if I ever told you this story. So back when I was dating a woman that had kids, I was of the belief that if kids are bad, they should be disciplined.
Yeah.
So when their mother was away, and they were bad to me, and no matter what I would try to do, like the sit in the corner thing and all that didn't work, I had to discipline the son.
Oh boy.
I had him bend over the table, and I went back, and I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I really.
Too soft.
And he still hated me, but I still couldn't do it. Oh man, I tried. I tried so bad, and I just couldn't do it. So we'll go on to a new topic. How about this? This is okay. This is one of the things that really was scary to believe that. We see TV shows of this stuff happening, and we think, oh, it's just a TV show. This doesn't really happen, does it?
It does.
Well, here's what MS-13 gang convicted of trafficking a 13-year-old girl.
No.
13-year. Now, first off, here's my tattoo problem.
Ew.
I would not. I would put all those guys away just for their tattoos, because if you have no regard for your body, those guys, they have no regard for anybody else either. I would put them away just for their tattoos. I shouldn't say that, because I'm probably going to hear a knock at my door saying, "What did you say?" But these guys, look at these guys. I mean, there's no skin left that isn't covered. I mean, okay, so people that like Tyson that put a tattoo on their face and stuff like that, that's one thing, but...
Now, wait a minute. I know of 2 people who are covered in tattoos.
Well, get rid of them. Who are they?
One is my friend Liz, who works at
Okay.
McDonald's.
Okay.
But when she's wearing a long sleeve shirt and her sleeves are down, you can't tell.
And there's probably a reason she's working at McDonald's because
She's a manager.
That doesn't matter.
Okay.
That's not a McDonald's is really meant for kids
I know.
and schools that go to school and need an income.
But
It's not meant to be a career.
the second person I know that is covered head to toe is the lady that did this tattoo.
She should go to jail.
Nope. I don't like, and she's a nice person. She's very good at what she does, but I could not have as many tattoos as she does. She even has the whites of her eyes tattooed.
I just don't get that.
And yeah,
I know.
that's
I know that everyone in the chat room has a tattoo. Everyone in the world has one except me. That's fine. I'm prejudiced against tattoos. I mean, even a dolphin tattoo. I would be prejudiced against tattoos. Anyway, 7 members and associates of the MS-13 street gang have been convicted of sex trafficking in federal court after taking a 13-year-old runaway and coercing her into commercial sex acts in Maryland and Virginia. So it's almost home. You know, those people in Maryland, they don't care about anyone. They'll just destroy.
Yeah, I've heard bad things about.
Yeah,
Maryland.
those Maryland people. You know, especially those Baltimore. They're called Baltimore people. Those people just
Bombers?
No, Baltimore.
Bombers.
Balmer.
Balmer.
Say it right, Balmer.
Bombers.
And
You know we're
anyway.
gonna get in trouble for that.
Oh, I
right?
know. I planned on that. I always see. She's not tattooed, but see, you're the exception because you're not tattooed
Yet.
So, 7 defendants all face mandatory minimum prison term of 15 years. 15 years for a 13-year-old. I think I would make it higher than that just because it's a 13-year-old. The U.S. Attorney's Officer for the Eastern District of Virginia, which prosecuted the case, announced the jury verdict on Friday. And you're never tattooed. I have 2 tattoos, one is Dreamcatcher on my leg, and one is under my collarbone of a red rose. I want some more. Yeah, you derelict.
I want to get at least one more for my mom.
Derelict. All you people are derelicts. Look,
No, we're just.
I've got a tattoo of a. It looks like I had surgery on my
like a
lungs,
scar?
like a scar. Yeah, it looks like it. I know one of these days I'm going to wake up and I'll be tattooed because somebody's going to be mad because
No,
I said I don't.
What you do is you get like the little kid tattoos that wash
Nope.
off.
Not even that. Don't even want that stuff on me. Anyway, let's see. According to the FBI, the girl ran away from a youth home in Fairfax in 2018. She was sex trafficked for nearly 2 months in that year before she was recovered by the Bureau's Child Exploitation and Human Trafficking Task Force. The trafficking occurred in Woodbridge, Virginia, and Mount Rainier, Maryland. She was beaten on 2 separate occasions, 26 times on her backside with a baseball bat. Once she was initiated into the gang, and once she was accused of stealing from another gang member. The 7 defendants, 6 men and a woman, lived in suburban Maryland and northern Virginia and ranged from 22 to 50.
Well, your sister says that the MS-13 is Mexican drug cartel here thanks to the open border. I say send them back.
I agree. I didn't know that, but that's good information. So here's a weird one. I got this in my notes anyway. I was going to do this anyway, but this was here.
Now, wait a minute before we go over this one.
Tina
says Doc has a lot of tattoos. I mean, I like them. They just can't be overwhelming. Like Doc has. You hardly see Doc.
He's a derelict anyway. What do you want? Jeez. Yeah.
But somebody that has
and okay,
toe covered in them. Yeah, that's.
This is gonna be a bad joke, so take it as a bad joke. Don't get mad at me for what I'm about to say.
Uh-oh.
He can't see him anyway.
Oh.
Oops. Sorry, Doc. I couldn't resist.
Don't worry, Doc. I'll take care of him for you.
I love Doc Diamond.
Yeah.
I really do. I think he's a great. He's done a lot to help me in the business. California man is accused of groping a child during a flight from San Francisco to Florida. That's a long flight. That's a lot of groping. And blaming his sleep and Ambien for the assault. Well, that maybe could be possibly true, but because Ambien does some weird stuff. Brian Patrick Durning was arrested at Orlando International Airport after allegedly penetrating the girl with his finger. Okay, that's not, no. And trying to grab a breast of a female passenger who tried to intervene. According to the papers, the 51-year-old male Delta flyer was seated in the aisle next to the girl older than 12 but younger than 16. Her mother was seated elsewhere because of the reservation issue. Durning ordered an alcoholic drink after the flight took off and began sneezing and coughing on the girl. Boy, this guy was a real... They should have threw him off the flight while it was in flight.
Yep.
Open the door.
Throw him out, make
You're
him do
gone.
skydiving without a parachute.
Yeah. He then allegedly began to touch her hair and neck before attempting to put his arm around her, causing her to lean away. During the Durning of Altadena, California, then touched her left thigh and moved it towards him while calling her Honey Boo. Honey Boo? Whew, he should get...
Yeah, he was
get
probably
in trouble
talking
for
about
that.
Honey Boo Boo.
Well, he should get in trouble for just that.
He was probably talking about Honey Boo Boo and just missed the word boo.
He then penetrated her through her clothing.
Oh.
I personally, I don't care if you were on Ambien or not. If you're doing this, you deserve to get something thrown at you. At one point, the woman seated next to the pair awoke from a nap and saw Durning quickly move his hand away from her groin. And if he did that, that shows he knew what he was doing.
Yeah.
The concerned woman asked the girl if he had touched her, and she said he had. The passenger later recounted to federal agents that the young victim was shaking and crying. Younger than 16 and older than, 13?
Yeah, I think.
After the woman told him not to speak to the girl, Durning attempted to touch the lady's breast. The passenger eventually got the attention of the victim's mother, who came to check on his daughter and confronted Durning, whose pants were unzipped. A flight attendant eventually put Durning in another seat until the plane landed. The suspect was met by agents after touching down, get it? Touching down, and said he had a couple of drinks and popped an Ambien before he boarded. See, the thing is, if you take a drink and you shoot someone, you're in trouble.
Yep.
If you take something and you touch someone inappropriately, especially a girl that young, you deserve to get what you get. Durning said he fell asleep. He stated that the next thing he remembered was waking up and being asked to switch seats. He's now charged with abusive sexual contact with a child and committing a crime aboard a flight. That's even worse than touching the child. You don't ever want to get in trouble on a flight. That could mean major issues. Durning was released pending trial and surrendered his passport. I say I think we should send him nasty comments so he could kill himself.
Make him walk for the next time he has to go somewhere.
No. Don't you remember earlier?
Yeah.
We could make him walk while the flight's in and open the door.
There.
Just push him out
Tell
the door.
him to walk the plane.
They should just make him walk off the plane while it's flight.
Not walk the plank, walk the plane.
That's right. So, jeez. It's crazy. This is a crazy world.
You see some of the young kids now, because somebody made this comment to me recently, that when you see girls in a crop top and a pair of shorts, it's like, okay, you're advertising what you have. Then when something like this happens, well, maybe you shouldn't have advertised.
At one time, when I was young and stupid, that was the way I believed. But
now that you're old and stupid.
Now that I'm old and stupid, I don't believe that. I think that women, you can't, like back in the old days, I would say, well, why are we getting, this girl's walking around with her ass out.
Yeah.
Why are we getting in trouble for making a comment about it? Well, we shouldn't get in trouble for making a comment about it, because if she's walking around with her ass out, you get what you get.
She might be taking the donkey for a walk.
But you don't you don't touch. You keep your hands to yourself. It's like, I know a girl that this guy said, how am I going to say this? This girl I know on Facebook, she didn't have any really, nothing really outrageous pictures, okay? But these guys would come to her and say, I can't help it. You're so sexy. You show these sexy pictures on there, and they're nothing sexy. It's just regular pictures. I looked at them; they're just regular pictures. And he said, "I gotta send you dick pics because,
Wow.
what world are we in
If
when
she
all of a
has
sudden
that low self-esteem.
No. She didn't have a self-esteem. He's a jerk. He's saying, she didn't wear anything revealing. She just wore basically skirts and dresses and stuff like that. There was nothing. It wasn't like it was. You could see anything. It was just dresses and skirts. And guys, more than one, by the way, said, well, I had to show you the dick pic because you showed me all those pictures. I didn't show you anything, she said. I just have pictures up there. Like everybody has pictures on their Facebook. And I looked at them. I didn't see anything that would make. It's not like she was wearing just panties and a bra or something like that. She was fully clothed in every picture that I saw. And these guys are saying, well, you were just so sexy, I had to show you my dick. What world are we living in that we got to show someone? I've never done that. I've never seen a girl and said, I got to show you this. What is with guys? I mean, that's.
Yeah.
I'm betraying my guy thing. I'm going to have to give my guy card for saying this, but
Yes, and you're right. Lots of pervs and trolls.
It's stupid. It's just, I don't know what kind of society we live in where all of a sudden we got to show because we're horny. So, and you're showing somebody
a lot of the younger ones now, they are all into the electronics, and that's a way for them to use electronics.
I just don't get it. And then you got, let's see here. Here, since we were on the plane, let's talk about the plane. This guy was in. He showed up at the airport drunk, and he shoved the girlfriend and slugged an airport. You just don't do that. I mean, those TSA guys, they have a lot of power for a TSA guy. While video shows a drunken British vacationer shoving his girlfriend to the floor and slugging a security worker at an airport in England after he was banned from a flight. Well, he should have been banned from the flight because he apparently was drunk. Look, this is the guy. Look, watch. He just punched a guy and knocked the guy over. I don't understand why. And she's defending him. Look, she's keeping the TSA guy away. Don't you go into my boyfriend. These, oh man, people are idiots. The 19-second clip captures the moment that the would-be EasyJet passenger violently pushed his gal pal down and punched an airline employee after the flyer wasn't allowed to on the flight from Bristol to Alicante, Spain, because he was intoxicated. If he was drunk before he got on the plane, you don't want that guy on your plane. The girlfriend is seen lifting her arms while screaming at the airport employee. Her unidentified boyfriend then runs at the worker, knocking him to the ground. I bet you he got arrested, too. I'll bet you, without a doubt. A rep for the Somerset Police said the incident took place at 9:30 p.m. on June 17th. Witness Stephen Rich told said all of a sudden the passenger just threw a fist over one of the guy's shoulders and caught the security guard in the mouth. And why is she protecting him? These women,
because she loved
when she got knocked over first. I don't know. These people.
It was an accident.
Oh,
he
yeah.
Didn't mean
he
to.
accidentally hit you. Oh, man. Jeez.
You know that's how girls are nowadays.
Right. Oh, man. Now, there was, I will admit this one thing. The place where I worked last, this girl was a stripper. And she had a job where I worked not stripping.
Right.
But she would always dress with her boobs basically out. Basically, and her skirts were pretty much showing everything. I, personally, just ignored it. The guy 2 down from me said something about, trying to remember the exact wording, I think it was nice tits, he said to somebody else as she walked by. She heard that. She contacted HR, and they contacted everybody in our area and questioned, what did you hear? Well, I obviously didn't hear anything.
Right.
I don't want involved in that kind of situation. Leave me out. I didn't say it. I don't want to hear it. I don't want anything to do with it. I don't want to be the person that gets the guy in trouble. I said I didn't hear anything. I was on the phone, what I'm supposed to be doing.
Yep.
You know, that, I guess he should not have said that, but I also don't want involved in it. So a sicko is arrested after allegedly threatening to blow up an elementary school. Now, in today's age, you don't do any of that. You just don't. If you're going to blow it up, don't tell anybody. Just do it.
Make a motto of the school and then light it on fire and be done with it.
This is something I obviously would be involved in telling on, because this is something that I don't want. But these people are stupid. I mean, I don't get it. Why would, if you're gonna kill people, why kill the innocent children? I don't get it. I just don't get it. These kind of people need to be and even if they're joking, they need to be taken out, because these kind of people scare me, because they don't have any kind of morals or anything. Authorities arrested Washington man on Tuesday after he allegedly threatened to blow up an elementary school. Thomas Gabbert. It's not even a senior high school, elementary school. Okay. Thomas Gabbert, 19. Okay, he's 19. So had previously gone to on Instagram Live where he claimed to be a gang member. However, a viewer on that stream insisted that Gabbert was not, to which the suspect responded he was going to pull up and bomb a school. No school or location was specified during the stream. Gabbert, however, proceeded to claim he had bombs in his possession. The viewer became concerned and called the police. Right thing to do.
Yep.
If you're saying I'm going to blow up a school, that's the right thing to do. Yep. The viewer also told police Gabbert called him using the phone number on the viewer's account. He told police the call lasted approximately 2 minutes, during which time he tried to get information from Gabbert and on the unnamed school he had previously referenced. The Instagram user added that Gabbert did not provide any info on the school and continued calling the viewer racially derogatory names. The viewer also notified police that Gabbert had several active Facebook and Instagram profiles. The police reports indicated that a search into Gabbert's criminal history showed that he had juvenile conviction that prohibited him from legally possessing firearms. Police said they found 3 specific photos on Gabbert's various social media accounts in which the suspect was shown holding firearms. 2 pistols and a rifle. Several SWAT. I'm not messing with SWAT. So several officers and armed personnel arrived at Gabbert's home, serving a high-risk warrant. And a SWAT team was arrested, and a SWAT team arrested Gabbert without incident. No explosives or firearms were located at the scene. During an interview with police, Gabbert said he was not serious about bombing the school. He also denied having any firearms or explosive in his possession, and insisted the firearms shown in his social media accounts were air-powered. You just don't joke about things like that, especially in today's situation where everyone is very sensitive about that. He also admitted his claim about being a gang member was untrue. The arrest came just weeks after a gunman at Salvador Ramos shot and killed 21 individuals at Robb Elementary School in Uvalde, Texas. Yep, that should be a lesson for that kid to keep his mouth shut. And I don't feel sorry for him at all, because if you're going to make those threats, you got to be ready to pay the price. And in this case, he's going to be, pretty much labeled as a troublemaker. So, okay, this one we did. Get rid of that one. Yeah, I guess this is okay, I'll end on this one. This is the one that I think is a good one to end on. Naked man who lived alone for 29 years says farewell to his remote island. I would like to live on a remote island. I'd be naked all the time too if I was by myself or with my dog or with a girl or whatever. But the problem is, I thought about this a little bit. It'd have to have internet, and would have to have electricity, and would have to have food delivered or something. There'd have to be some kind of way. Today we're used to having everything done for us. So yeah, I thought about this. This wouldn't be as good of a. It initially sounded like a good idea, but then I thought about what am I going to do for food? There's no takeout on my alone island, and I think my dog and I would be bored. So I think I won't do that. So, but be like Gilligan's Island with Gilligan's Island had that guy the professor guy, but somehow he figured out how to make electricity without with like pineapples and stuff. And if I could figure out how to do that and get the internet, I'd be I wouldn't like being there without the internet. So anyway, on that, I guess I will wrap this up, and I want to thank you all for listening in and having hopefully a good time. And with this, we will let it go. So, you're back. Nice of you to come back. I'm going to dock you 1,000 zeros for that. You don't even care. Anyway, I will talk to you guys later, and thank you again for. Probably. Depends if I write the show. I'll talk to you guys later, and have a good time. And we're still the one. Uh-oh.